Good morning and welcome to the program Perspectives. Perspectives this morning reaching you on Invicta 98.9. And this morning we have a guest in our studios and we'll be talking about issues that bother us on Nigeria's stability, Nigeria moving forward on national development and areas where Nigeria could have, moved forward. But again, here we have, sometimes some hurdles that we have to cross. But again, Nigeria has refused to stay back. And so we'll talk about it. We'll look at the state of the nation. And of course, as we're getting ready for the 2023 elections, and the political players are really on now with the political whistle blown for actors, to come on the field. We're seeing some of them doing that now. And so we'll talk about that and many issues concerning the Nigerian nation. This morning on the program Perspectives, I have with me as guests on the program Honorable Jagaba Jagaba, a former House of Representatives member representing Kachia Kagarku Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, a three-time member, a pioneer chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, who displayed money allegedly brought to the National Assembly to bribe members by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Is consistently denied on that. He's a former senatorial aspirant from Southern Kaduna Senatorial District. That was in 2019. He's our guest this morning, Honorable Jagaba Jagaba. Good morning and glad to have you on our show.
Good morning. Thank you very much and thank you for the invite.
Yes. Yeah. I'd like to just start this by, getting an overview from you of the state of the nation.
Well, thank you very much for this golden opportunity to come here and express myself. All people that know me, I speak straight to the point. The nation is in a shambles. No pretense about it. Even the ruling party has accepted that they have failed. The insecurity is worsened. There was no banditry before. Now these terrorists called bandits, we didn't have them, we have them today. Before this government came in, you can travel midnight, anytime go to Abuja from Kaduna. You don't have any problem, any part of the country. But now you dare not do that. Even the military now, the generals, even serving generals, travel by train to Abuja, and from Abuja to Kaduna go by train as well. So they have accepted by action and inaction that they have failed this nation. And that's the promise they made, that we're electing a general with whom Nigerians believe when he comes, he's going to handle the insecurity matter. But unfortunately, what is on ground, even Boss Brigade can perform better than this.
That would be taking it to the extreme. But again, I won't spare you on this, because again, some people would say that it didn't just start with this administration, that previous administration had derailed on securing the nation. So are we just pouncing on this administration because promises made, and we will not look back into what had happened in the past? Because insecurity did not start with this administration.
Yeah, I agree. Insecurity started not now. I agree with you, but it was the Boko Haram. There was no kidnappers in this part of the country. We didn't have banditries. We didn't have cow wrestlers in this part of the country. It was introduced by this administration. And today they are reaping the benefit of what they've sown. The fact remains that in terms of insecurity, in Nigeria, since the amalgamation of Nigeria, this government is the worst.
That's a personal opinion there. Again, I'll still stay on that.
Back with facts.
But again, knowing that, again, you said something about this government introduced that. How can, a government that's sworn on oath to protect lives and property, and a government that has said that it will serve, be there for the national development, securing the nation, and of course, economic development of this nation. How can we, in any way, want to look at this government as the one that introduced, the negativities that we're seeing today?
Why? Now let me tell you the why. Today, they'll arrest terrorists, the bandit terrorists or kidnapper terrorists, and do a television show, radio show, print media demonstrate that this guy kidnapped this, they killed their people that killed those group, killed this person, killed the personality. You see the arms being displayed. After 2-3 weeks, they are released back to the public. They are on the street. Even my
We're
place,
not seeing that. We're not seeing that. I don't know where you draw your facts from.
Okay, for instance, in my local government where I come from, Kagolko, for instance, many were arrested. It was said, the security men told us, police told us, that there were people that kidnapped, the responsible for kidnapping the Reverend Father, killing this, killing that. They were displayed. All the video displayed all over on social media. But right now they are back home. If you go to Taraba, for instance, that terrorist bandit, what happened? He has been released. Go to Zara here, for instance. The guy that kidnapped his sister, took his sister to kidnappers because he had he borrowed 1.5 million from the sister, and he wanted to run away from that. So he took the sister to be killed, and now he's released on the street. The people are complaining. I can go on and on and on. So they will arrest them and release them. Arrest them and release them. But don't forget what late Abacha of blessed memory said, that any terrorism that lasts beyond 24 hours, there's government hand in it. And I believe in that statement.
Let me fast forward and bring you to, what the situation we have on ground now. The controversy that trailed the refusal of President Muhammadu Buhari to sign the Electoral Act Amendment Bill of 2021 is a reminder of the cold relationship between the executive, legislative arms of government. While the current Ninth Assembly is perceived to be, a rubber stamp of the executive, the Fourth Assembly under President Olusegun Obasanjo, where you served as chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, was confrontational, to the executive. What is your take on the debate on the Electoral Act Amendment Bill of 2021? Direct, indirect, or, consensus mode of primary elections? What should we expect from the National Assembly? Is this National Assembly independent?
Well, thank you very much. The issue of direct, indirect, or whatever, or selective method of it comes because the issue of primaries of about 5 people or 10 people max per ward, electoral ward, to determine the fate of 150,000 people. Normally, that's what caused the problem. There's lack of internal democracy in the entire system. That's why the issue of direct primary came in. Let every carry member participate in the system. And that's what brought about that. But the president, in his own wisdom, declined his assent. And right now, the National Assembly, they're working on how to, they're bringing all the options in. Direct is there, indirect is there. Even some of them, the Senate also had another that you can even leave the two and have a consensus candidate. So the options are all there. But what matters most, as far as I'm concerned, is not all this abracadabra. What matters is that somebody that you need to be close to people to know you. As me as a person, whether it's direct, indirect, I don't have any problem with that. Because if you are a hardcore politician, the truth of the matter is that you go see the people, sell yourself, you have your points, your past performance, they'll sell you out. They'll sell you out. So long as there is no imposition, so long as there is no blessing of the so-called cabal, they allow the masses to participate, they should be free and fair. When it's free and fair, everybody, of course, will accept the result.
We're close by. 2023 is just around the corner for some people that have seen it. And then having elections in 2023, a lot of people have said that insecurity that we have playing out stands as a sore point to having credible, free and fair elections in 2023. INEC also has come to say that insecurity is a major threat to 2023 general elections. And only yesterday, the House of Reps said it will investigate the over 174,000 missing arms, in the Nigerian Armory, as contained in the Auditor General's report. What is your thought of the, state of insecurity in the nation as regards the 2023 election?
Well, for somebody to canvass that the insecurity in the country will have to do, it would affect the 2023 election. To me, I call it terminological inexactitude. Simply means it's not true. What do I mean by that? Despite the Boko Haram in the northeast, the student wrote WAEC. Where's the insecurity? They wrote, despite the insecurity, they wrote their WAEC. If you go to Beningwali in Kaduna State here, despite the challenges of the terrorists around the environment, the Kaduna State government conducted an election in Beningwali successfully. And other parts of Kaduna, all election conducted free and fair in court. Now, for somebody to bring this issue out that it will affect, then I'm smelling a rat. Maybe I'm thinking the government in place is planning how to rig the election. And I'm telling you, Nigerians will be ready to face whoever that try to rig the election. We will not allow that happen. And if you come to the other issue of the missing arms, it's unfortunate that Nigeria, this country, as big as we are, we pride ourselves, the giant of Africa with this and that, but it's unfortunate. And you ask them, we ask us Nigerians, they will always tell you that we pattern our democracy towards American democracy. All this practically is not true. If not, how can the security apparatus of this country, these high numbers of arms and ammunition, got missing? And up to now, somebody has not resigned. Up to now, somebody has not been arrested. Up to now, somebody has not been prosecuted. And you call this democracy that is patterned towards American democracy? If in America today, the guy in charge of police could have resigned. All heads of units could have resigned because of these allegations. And today, they are chilling, going around. Even the government didn't see any problem with that. You know, that it comes back to saying the government has a hand in what is going on in security. If they don't have a hand in it, why are they leaving these people unarrested? Look at the issue of sponsor of Boko Haram. The government keep playing around that they have the list, they will announce they are now. They will arrest them. Up to now, nothing has been done. And in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, forwarded the list of people that sponsor terrorists in this country, particularly or specifically Boko Haram. Nothing has been done. Government has the list. They say they have the list. They are yet to prosecute these people. They are yet to arrest any single person. Why don't you assume that government has a hand in it?
You know, and again, I'm putting this position to you. You are of the opposition, and that's of the PDP. It's a natural thing that we see in our politics that opposition will always take its pound of flesh on the ruling party. Is that some of the things we are putting out? You know, that the ruling party may never be seen as doing well.
When you have facts and speak based on facts, it has nothing to do with the opposition. Even some of the APC people that are close to us, they tell us, but for the heart of being expelled from a party or be removed from a position where they're eating their national cake, they will not say in the public. But I want to tell you, if it's a position that comes out with facts, he speaks with facts. Whatever he say, back up with facts. As I told you now, there is no issue of being opposition. Rather, it's more of being patriotic to this country.
And when we're talking about patriotism,
yes,
I mean, everyone should be on board on matters of patriotism.
Yeah.
And again, in democracies that we've seen, even from where we're practicing our democracy, America, in spite of the political parties that we have, strong ones that we have, that's the Democratic Party, and of course we know of the Republicans too. When it comes to matters of national development or security, they all come with one voice. Why has that been different in playing out politics in Nigeria?
Well, it has to be. In Nigeria for now, we are playing politics of regionalism, religiosism, tribalism, and sectionalism. That's the problem. Now, I remember when I was a student of international relations, a student asked a question. Sir, he asked the professor, sir, what is it that you say we start with Malaysia, start with Brazil, but Nigeria is still backward? The answer he gave us was simple. That any country does not overcome regionalism, sectionalism, tribalism, will never grow. So that's where we are today. That's why we find ourselves. Because of these issues, we cannot grow as a country. We cannot grow. So these things are bound to happen for now. Look at it. Nigerians are dying, masses. There's abject poverty. In the world index, we are #1 in poverty. But look at it. When the president came, the president caused Nigerian this havoc. People impoverished the masses. But when he came to Kaduna on this visit now, the masses that he subjected to this condition came up on the street shouting, "Say Baba, say Baba, say Baba." Why? Because it's their own.
I still hold you on that.
It's their own.
He is president of of Nigeria. The CNC, commander in chief of the armed forces, and president of Nigeria. All due respect,
if we pattern, I agree. We pattern, if truly pattern of democracy towards American democracy. They criticize America. They criticize our president. By the way, man, he was elected by us. We elected him. And any shift from the promise he made, people are bound to complain. They call by names. When Trump was the president, he was being castigated. Nobody called him President Trump. They even called him Trump, Mr. Trump. That's all. Because he was elected by the people. He cannot say because today he is a president or any person all over the world is a president that is above the people or above the country. That can never be. We are bound to criticize based on what they promised Nigerians. They made promises. No single promise has been fulfilled up to today. And we say we should not criticize. And by the way, any person that knows me, even when PDP was in government, I'm a member of PDP, and as parliament, a member of PDP. But whenever Goodluck was strong, I criticized. Whenever Obasanjo was strong, I criticized. When Obasanjo brought bribe to bribe member, I criticized. And I brought out the money to display. Is it now that I'm in position I cannot do that? If I can do that to my party, this government has failed Nigeria so woefully, we cannot talk about it. Man, let me tell you. Mr. President is the ordinary human being like you and I. So if you make a mistake, we criticize. Yes, that's our work.
All right. Still talking about President Muhammadu Buhari. He is on a visit, 2-day visit to Kaduna State, and of course we see him commissioning projects, outstanding projects that were carried out by the state government, and of course the urban renewal projects. Some of the areas projects he's commissioning. His visit to Kaduna, the urban renewal and all that he's doing, and for what the government of Malam Nasser El-Rufai has done for the people of Kaduna State. And I see you're throwing some kind of punches into the government. And so, are you suspicious, or do you see this his visit as suspicious? And your thoughts on President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to Kaduna State?
Well, first and foremost, let me correct something. You say urban renewal. To me, it's more of segregative urban renewal.
The three senatorial zones now.
Hold on. It's segregative urban renewal. If you come to Kaduna here, the northern part of the state here, called a bridge, every street is tarred, everywhere is nylon. If you come here, it's only this street that pass through Barnawa to this correctional service, to whatever, to television. And it stops there, man. If you go to Kalfanchang, for instance, it's only the Emir area, where the Emir comes from, that was tarred. And they took it from that Emir house to the Angolimi bridge. And up to now, it's still dusty, man. Nothing is happening.
Work is still in progress. Work is still in progress.
Well, that's why they say, but we've been seeing abandoned projects. Then that's one. The second point I want to make, in the most serious note, if you look at the so-called development, I call it so-called, look at the money, the loan the government has taken. Look at the federal government bailouts money they've been giving in billions. If you add this money together, they surpass the money the Kaduna State government has realized right from 1999 to date. So if you compare the money he receives from government and the money he borrowed and the revenue he generates, and compare all this vis-a-vis the development, man, I don't call it development. I don't call it development because a lot of things are passed under the bridge.
Well, again, I should stress here that PDP opposition talking here, but I asked the question. First to ask the question that when we see development, when we see projects that are meant for the people, should we not come with one voice to say to give honor to who is due and to give kudos to whoever is doing it and have a thumbs up for, we've never seen this in the state.
Yeah, of
never,
course. You've never ever seen this level of borrowing. You've never seen it too. If I give you 10 million naira, for instance,
and loans,
hold on. If I give you 10 million naira to execute a project, all the 10 million naira what you are buying is keke napep, and I should come and clap for you that you've tried with that 10 million naira. How much is keke napep? So that's the same. This loan, put the loan together. Put the loan, the bailout money has been receiving from the federal government. Put that together, the revenue he claimed he has generated more than any other government in Kaduna. Put it all funds together. Then you bring what is tied to this project. Look at the project. Look at the over invoicing and check, and you will discover that is not performance. And let me tell you something. There's something we will always misunderstand. If a government worked, we clap for the government. Using our money to work, we clap for money. This is not free meals. It's our money. It's our money. It's just that what we are saying, that the distribution of the resources gotten or realized by the government is not equitably spread across the zone. I'm from zone 3. We don't see this development in zone 3. We don't see it.
What is wrong with borrowing? I mean, from all the national space, America as it is, as one of the greatest economy in the world, borrows. And we see this in national development and all of that. Is that not what we're saying?
If PDP government had been borrowing for the past 16 years before the coming of APC, Kaduna State government, or even at the national level, they will have nothing to borrow again. Because this money, this generation, the next generation, and the third generation will keep paying these bills. Where some people will claim that they've done any work. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not seeing any work here.
The program is Perspectives, and it's coming to you on Victor 98.9. And this morning, with us in the studios this morning, we have a staunch member of the People's Democratic Party in the person of Jagaba Adams Jagaba, Honorable Jagaba Adams Jagaba, with us in the studios and sharing thoughts with us on developments at national space and at state level. We'll come back after this commercial break.
We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Are you serious? Victor FM.
Welcome back. It's the program Perspectives this morning, and with us in the studios once again, we're having Honorable Jagaba Adams Jagaba, former House of Reps member representing Kachia Kagariku Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. He's been a 3-time member, a pioneer chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, who displayed money allegedly brought to the National Assembly to bribe members by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Even President Obasanjo has consistently been denied on that. Was a former senatorial aspirant, Southern Kaduna Senatorial District in 2021. Honorable, you've been of the PDP and the APC. You've moved back and forth as it is. Now, that, again, is what travails in the political terrain, as we see. And people would be quick to say that our political parties just do not have any ideology, to hold on to. So, and that's why it's easy for them to jump ship. Here we are with you today, of the PDP, and you hold swayed with the APC. So, what is it about the Nigerian politician that he jumps at, or would go back in the middle of the road, or would jump ship, when the waters are looking like turbulent for him?
Well, thank you very much. The truth of the matter is that the major challenge you have in the current democracy in Nigeria is a lack of internal democracy. That's what caused people to cross from one party to the other. Like in my own case, for instance, there was why I went to APC. It was lack of internal democracy. Here I was, the masses were ready to elect me. Everybody loved me at the grassroots. But the power that be say I'm not playing the game according to the rule, the way they want it to be. So they don't want me. They deny me to participate. If even in the process of making delegates, they made sure every battle that was for me was booted out. So I complained, they refused. Then they say I can go and do the worst. Let me go and do my worst. I said, okay. I jumped to APC. I won my election. Then came back home to prove a point. So if you look at me, look at it. Atiku 2019 he was in APC before he came back to contest in 2019. Even a gubernatorial candidate, Ashuru, was in APC. And in fact, I came back to PDP before him. All, if you calculate what chased him out of APC too, was lack of internal democracy. So it's lack of internal democracy that caused it. If we institutionalize the process of democracy to make it robust, to make it, we democratize the process without enforcing people on other people, you discover that they will have this problem. So,
you have shown interest that again you want to come back in. That's for senatorial aspiration that you want, the impetus that you're getting on this, and the assurance that you can cause a landslide, as to say, and get yourself returned back under the PDP that you want to go in for. What gives you the assurance that you can upstage the incumbent as it is now?
Well, it's all about performance. The good thing about it is that there are about 6 of us that are contesting vying for that seat in the Southern Kaduna right now. And out of the 6, 4 front runner were or still members of National Assembly. So it's the issue of Operation Show Our Credentials, Operation Show Our Performance. So I personally believe if they are going to judge by performance, definitely I'm the candidate to beat. Why am I saying so? Including serving senator, I'm the candidate to beat. Why do I say so? I have provided job employment at the federal level to the teeming youth of Southern Kaduna. Though I was representing Kechia Kakaluko, but I gave federal jobs, I mean solid federal jobs, to the 8 local governments in the senatorial district. Some were NIMASA, some were National Port Authority, EFCC, Immigration. You can count them, name them. 218 youths. 218 youths have permanent and pensionable appointments, cut across. And let me tell you the beauty of it all. The highest percentage are degree holders, masters, and PhD holders. All the SSC, diploma, and NC are lower. That's to tell you, even some of the people that gave job today, they have even reached a level that they're even employing others. I have people that are director or deputy directors today, courtesy Jagaba's effort. Cut across the zone. My heart is just for Southern Kaduna. So if you are going to judge by performance, definitely, and come to representation on the floor of the house, I have the tenacity, the audacity, the courage to speak and face any jig and hurry in order to protect Southern Kaduna. But they all know that. I speak loud. I speak for them. I protect them. They know very well. The records are there. So if I can do this, then they don't have any other option than to support me. And 2023, the Southern Kaduna, the senator is like a governor there. So you cannot afford to take a bench warmer to be the senator. You cannot afford to take somebody that cannot speak for the people. You cannot afford to go, send somebody that cannot provide employment for the teeming youth in Southern Kaduna. It must be by merit, not by sentiment, not by tribalism, not by issue of religion, not by issue of whether a minority or majority. But in terms of war, any person that can face the challenge to lead the troop, it doesn't matter the language at that time, it doesn't matter the tribe it comes from at that time. It's the matter at that time is who can save the people. And come 2023, I'm the person to beat.
Again, let me bring you into the national space. The removal of fuel subsidy, that has been an issue. And the year 2022, we're just gliding into the year, and we see that the Nigerian masses would say that hardship is all over the place. They're going through very difficult times, and it has been an issue of concern. The removal of fuel subsidy that government is proposing could just turn out to be another grave concern for citizens. The NLC has come out to say that it will, have a showdown with government. Fuel subsidy and government with its plans. Your thoughts here?
Well, you see, that's why again I'll come back hard on the current government. one of the promises they made, that immediately they come in, they are going to scrap issue of subsidy. It's a fraud. PDP use it to defraud Nigerians. They make billions, become billionaires through that. Immediately they came, up to this moment, nothing has been done. So that's to tell you that this government is a fraud. This government is a mistake. Now, come to the issue of the subsidy itself. Let me tell you, there is no government, reasonable government, that has pity, that has the people at heart. When they're going this hardship, you say remove subsidy. At the end of the day, the masses will be at the receiving end. Everything will skyrocket. Everything will go up, and the masses will suffer more. A bag of fertilizer will be very, very unaffordable. Like a bag of cement, they have so many rebu. A bag of cement is 5,000 naira. With the removal of subsidy, it can be over 10,000 naira. The list goes on and on and on, non-stop. So you cannot, as government, it's a responsibility to take care of the welfare of the citizen. One of these things is to subsidize. And the government now does not subsidize. There's no single bag of fertilizer. This government, sovereign government, that supply to the people. I've not seen one. There is no everything. You have to subsidize as government. US subsidize. They subsidize for their farmers. They have not seen a single tractor by this government that's given out to any person. It has been all single jingle all the way. Now, if you come to issue of NLC, I don't believe in NLC. They're just making lousy noisemakers. During PDP, if good luck travel and they don't like that travel, they mobilize and they go on strike. Oh, what do you call it? The labor, they unite as one and be fighting. They fought against subsidy. They fought against everything government has ever done. But when this man came in, our current president, he does everything and goes scot-free. So I don't believe in what the NLC is doing. It's just a sham. Nothing will happen. They've just gone to sleep. If you go to these social, what do you call them? Fighters, what do you call them? These NGOs that come out to join NLC to fight, all of them are gone slumber. They've gone to sleep as if they've been charmed by this administration. And this is a worse administration in this country in terms of civil service, in terms of dividend of democracy, in terms of everything. I'm a farmer. I want to tell you, during good luck, farmers receive more than enough fertilizer to the point that nobody can buy. The government had to mop up what cannot be bought and put them back to store. Right now, there's no single bag of fertilizer that federal government has ever given. Nobody saying anything. Farm implement, tractors were being given at that time at subsidized prices to all farmers in Nigeria. And everybody can attest to that. Every farmer that is listening to this program know that what I'm saying is true. Today, the federal government late last year they want to refurbish old tractors, about 500 or 1,000, I don't know the number. They want to refurbish and give to farmers at subsidized price. Are they serious? And this is a government that's taken loan more than any. In fact, the loan they have taken in the name in our collective names surpasses all the loan taken by the Nigerian government since 1960 to 2014. It's on record. And then where's the development we're talking about? Look at Kaduna, Abuja road to Kano. How many years today? 6-7 years. Up to now, the road is just static. Nothing is going on. But we go in the media, saying a lot of things that don't even exist. And you talk to them, they say, don't criticize. It's Baba Buhari, Baba Buhari. As I always say, Baba Buhari is not an angel. It's an ordinary human being like any of us. If he does anything wrong, we criticize him. This government has failed woefully.
Again, okay, that's coming from opposition. Let's quickly again talk about your party in the state and how it has fared. We go back to 2019 and we saw what happened, that you couldn't show, PDP could not show, and even the assurances, we've had some people have come to the studios to say that all we get from opposition is just noise making. This time around, what can be, the thing that you can show, and of course get the people behind you to give you the mandate that you so much desire?
Well, thank you very much. You see, the PDP is aware of what is going on. PDP in 2014, the party was so arrogant. Our party was so arrogant, thinking that they will last forever. By that, they committed a lot of mistakes. And the same thing this administration is feeling, that they are going to last forever. That's the error. If you take a position of God, then God will deal with you. The way God dealt with PDP, He would deal with APC 1,000 times higher. That I know. Because the lack of balance of appointments, the lack of balance in sharing the national cake is so unfair. And what God doesn't like is injustice. Let's go to Kaduna here, for instance. During PDP era, if the governor comes from the north, minister always comes from the southern part of Kaduna. Of course, it comes from there. And right now, this administration, the governor is from the north. The ministers are all from the north. Kaduna is divided is north-south, no senatorial district. Nobody should be decided by senatorial district. Is north-south, just like Nigeria is divided by north-south. Are you with me? So you discover that you go to one local government, you see that there are 2 commissioners, 4 commissioners. If you go to the southern part, many local governments don't even have commissioners. In terms of spirit of projects, nothing. In terms of appointment, is concentrated in one area. If you go to the national level, all the security apparatus, 99.9% of the security apparatus is packaged under a particular tribe, packaged under a particular religion. How can Nigeria move forward? No development you want. Even the poor men of the northern poor people, they are not seeing the dividend. They will kick out this administration. They kick it out because they are poor. You cannot have hunger. Do you know what is called hunger? I don't know whether you've ever been hungry in your life. Hunger, if there's peace, is the absence of hunger. That's another definition of peace. Peace is the absence of hunger. If there is hunger, no rule, no law coming to your head. Everybody does what he wants. People take law into their hands. Let me tell you, 2023, this government, the hunger that is hammering our stomach, the hunger that is written over our faces, our children are out of school, everything has failed. Like in Kaduna, say for instance, you increase, despite this, the hardship is not enough, you increase school fees, you double, you triple school fees for the poor parents. As a result, many parents have withdrawn their lads from school. If you go small scale business people, that the major holder of the economy, that the beamers, what do you call it, the pillars that hold the economy. You take your bulldozer, pull down all their shops, they crumble. How would they? How do they survive? The only houses they have, some other persons have built the houses. The only house they have, and they retired. You take your bulldozer and pull the houses and render them homeless. In 2023, you want all these people to vote in an incompetent government. The answer is no. They're going to kick them out of place. They cannot. Definitely, they are not representing people. They are busy representing their what do you call it, their stomach. They are basically representing their stomach and nothing else.
All right, quickly, we'll just have our lines opened. I'm sure that our audience out there would want to throw in some questions and, of course, again, make your comments on the program this morning. Honorable Adams Jagaba, our guest in the studios today, and of course we have his profile on how he's a three-time representative of the people, and of course there's so much that he has done while at the National Assembly. You were going to
before you receive the first call, you see our governor here now is anchoring that is shouting that at least if APC want to be fair, the president should come from the south. No, I clap for our governor. He tried on that aspect. I praise him for that. But charity begins at home. He is a governor here, and he represents the north. Let him champion that the next governor of Kaduna should come from the southern part of the state too. If he does that, they will know that he has sincerity of purpose. If not, it's an attempt to create an artificial support so that maybe next administration he can be pardoned for all the atrocity he has committed.
Well, again, from that angle, well, listeners, you have your opinion to form on matters discussed this morning. But let's get to hear you on 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 070 87 800 989, 070 800 989. And you can join us on our Facebook too. This conversation on our Facebook page of 98.9 in Victor FM. So let's get your calls now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Awusko from Nasarawa. Awusko from Nasarawa. How prepared really is PDP? Going by what RFI is doing, Kaduna, like we can see and stop your heart, okay? But how prepared are PDP mobilizing the people to make their change? Thank you.
How prepared is PDP, in mobilizing the people, right? Okay, we got that from our school. Still with your calls. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Abdulaziz, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you guys are doing a very good work in the studio.
Your name, please. Can I get your name?
Yeah, my name is Martin, calling from Bandusen, right?
Did you get his name? What?
Yes.
Martins, right?
Yes, Martins. From
Okay,
Bandusen.
Martins, let's hear you.
Yeah. Yes, I have spoken well, actually, truly. The problem is, I think Nigeria is a country that it belongs to all of us. And there should be fairness, justice, and equity, especially in the aspect of government and their style of leadership. I'm coming to the point, the statement made by Mr. Governor Erufai, that the president should come from the south. I quite agree with our guest in the studio that I think if he meant what he said, the governor of the Kaduna State comes 2023 should come from the southern part. As much as it all belongs to all of us, there should be a kind of togetherness. How do we unite this country? It's a problem. Insecurity everywhere, hunger everywhere. We're tired of this. We're really tired of this. God bless liberty and the studio here.
Invicta, thank you for correction. Invicta, God bless Invicta. All right, we'll take one more call, come back to our guest. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Alagi.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to your guest. You're on to Engineer Emmanuel.
Engineer Emmanuel.
I think your guest has spoken very well. I'm with him 100%. Every analysis he has made this morning. Because an administration that told us that they came in the mantras of fighting corruption. They came in the mantras of tackling insecurity. They came in the mantras of boosting our economy. But today, Mr. Tony, let's go and find out. They have succeeded in destroying our economy. The corruption.
Your opinion here.
That's my own opinion.
Yes, it is.
Concerning the issue of corruption, where is the acting chairman of EFCC that has been indicted that money being recovered has been diverted? Where is he? If really they are fighting corruption. Then the issue of insecurity, that they say that if they give months of leadership in 3 months, they will end it. Today, my brother, Mr. Alabi, many people could not sleep in their house. Landlords have turned to become a tenant. So what are we saying? Then concerning, for me, the 9 assembly, for me, they are further confirmed that they are rubber stamp. And for me to finally, this is the worst administration, worst thing that has happened to our democracy, the coming of this administration in power.
All right, Engineer Emmanuel.
Good morning.
Good morning. We got you on that. Honorable Jagaba, you had a...
Thank you very much, callers. I'm happy to know that you are with us. Now, the issue of how do PDP mobilize the masses to vote at APC, definitely you've spoken it. All other callers have key in the same position. The truth of the matter is that the insecurity, the poverty, farmers no longer go to their farms, nobody sleep in his house. That's more than enough to kick them out of town. Then the second caller supported the idea that the governor should come from the south. That's okay. I'm very happy for that. Then the third caller is talk mostly about this corruption. It touched the issue of National Assembly. And let me just say something about this National Assembly. Of course, they are my colleagues. But let me say, the National Assembly, the legislative arm, is not supposed to be at harmony with the executive arm. They are not meant to do that, to be like that, sir. They are not meant to be like that. They are supposed to check and balance. They are supposed to be check and balance. So they are not supposed, if you see any assembly that is living in harmony with the executive arm, then there's something wrong with it. How can you, if you see an auditor is so happy the expenditure of the chairman, they groom, they live together, sleep together, then there's something wrong. An auditor is supposed to check the expenses, check whatever, check and point out what is wrong. But when an auditor romances with the executive or the chief of the executive, then there's something wrong. The same vein. When the National Assembly or any other assembly for that matter, there is a romance with the executive, there's something wrong with that. And permit me to say that's why assemblymen supposed to choose their leadership. When they choose their leadership, then there's a sense of liberation in it. There's a sense of liberation. But when you allow them to impose a speaker, impose a house leader, chief of all other positions, then you are in soup. Because those being imposed on you are not answerable to you. They are answerable to the godfathers that impose them on you, because you have no power again to remove them. That's the problem with the current assembly, because they were not chosen by the members of the National Assembly. They were imposed by the executive arm of government. Let me tell you, why is it that all over Nigeria today, particularly our own section here in the north, where a father has a right to just choose a husband for the first husband for the daughter, we call it in the house Audin Dole. Audin Dole doesn't last. A forceful marriage doesn't last. This one between them and this the executive arm and legislative arm at the national level now is forceful marriage. That's why there can never be unity among them. They cannot fight anything. You cannot dare bring a motion against the president. They will kill it. If you bring a bill, they have to take to the president and say, this is what is before. Do you want it? Don't want it? If they don't want it, they kill it. That's it. And the masses that actually voted for them are the receiving end. They are not meant, sir. They are not meant to live in harmony. That's the way it's designed.
So let me ask you this, and just before we round out, and that's about leadership. It's been said that leadership could just be one of the, problems that we have in Nigeria at all levels. I'm talking about leadership at all levels. When it comes to citizens go out, vote, because they want this person to represent them. Soon as the person gets there at the National Assembly or to the National Assembly, he divulges himself from the citizens too, and people say they don't get to see him until another electionary year. So the people in trying to vote or get the leadership or the kind of candidates that will represent them, what are the things that they must look out for?
The problem, all this problem, if you allow me my own personal opinion, is circle around the citizen you mentioned. During election, they don't consider who is the best. They only vote who is their own, or they vote who gave them more money. And the electionary process in Nigeria is so laborious, so expensive, that people rely on money. By the time they spend the money, they go there, they don't come back until another election, because they know they have to gather money to face another election. So the masses must vote somebody they believe in. The masses must vote somebody that's totally independent of executive. The masses must vote somebody that can always come back and report. The masses must vote somebody that can speak their voice, not his voice. If that happens, then the democracy will be better.
And that's Perspectives for today. And it's been about Nigeria, State of the Nation today. And Honorable Jagaba, Adams Jagaba, former House of Reps member representing Kachia Kagarku Federal Constituency of Kaduna State, a three-time member, a pioneer chairman, House Committee on Anti-Corruption, who displayed money allegedly brought to the National Assembly to bribe members by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and a former senatorial aspirant, Southern Kaduna Senatorial District, 2019. He's been our guest this morning. Honorable, we thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for the invitation. And listener, I most appreciate your effort to stay this one out to listen to what we talk in the studio. Pray that God bless you, and call on all the masses. Next election, vote for people that matter to you.
Well, we're getting ready for all of that. Perspectives will come back on Monday, DV, and I'd like to thank my colleague Gilead for putting us, getting us across to the listener out there, and Wisdom for putting us in the pictures this morning. Have a wonderful weekend. Oh, and quickly too, not forgetting the facilitator of this program, Angubali, my colleague in the studios. Thank you for making it possible. Yeah, thank you.